Have you ever caught yourself doing something that you promised yourself you would never do again? Maybe you said, "This is the last time I overthink," or "This is the last time I people please," or maybe, "This is the last time I stay in a relationship that hurts me," or maybe you said to yourself, "This is the last time I doubt myself." And then somehow, a few days later, maybe a few weeks later, or maybe even a few hours later, you find yourself doing the exact same thing again. And that's frustrating, isn't it? Because at some point, you stop questioning the behavior and you start questioning yourself. You start wondering, what's wrong with me? Why can't I change? Why do I keep getting in my own way? Isn't it? Now, here is the interesting thing. For years, I asked myself those exact same questions. And the answer I eventually discovered changed the way I understand healing completely. Because what if you are not lacking discipline? What if you are not lazy or broken? What if you are simply running a program that was installed long before you were old enough to choose it? And by the end of this video, I am going to show you 3 signs that your inner child may be still quietly running your adult life. And the third sign, guys, is the one that shocked me the most. Now, before we dive deeper, if you are ready to stop surviving and start creating the life that you actually want, whether that's more confidence, healthier relationships, emotional peace, better boundaries, freedom from anxiety and overthinking, then make sure you subscribe to this channel. Every week, I share practical experiences, powerful insights, and subconscious rewiring techniques that can help you create lasting change. Okay, so now let's begin. You know, when I was younger, I used to do things that made absolutely no sense to me. Like people would ask, "Why did you say yes to that?" And honestly, I didn't know. They would ask, "Why are you tolerating that?" Well, I didn't know. "Why are you staying in a situation that's making you unhappy?" Again, I didn't know. And that pattern followed me into adulthood as well. It followed me into my career, into my relationships, and into my marriage. I kept repeating behaviors that I consciously wanted to stop. And that's one of the most frustrating experiences a person can have. Because it's like you're fighting yourself. Part of you wants change, but another part of you, it keeps pulling you back. And for years, I thought the answer was willpower. I thought I need to try harder. I need more discipline. Or maybe I need more motivation. But the harder I pushed, the more I realized something wasn't adding up. Because if information alone created change, everyone would already be living the life they want, right? Now, most people know they should set boundaries. Most people know they should stop overthinking. People know they should stop people pleasing. The problem is not you don't have enough knowledge. The problem is programming. And that realization introduced me to one of the most important concepts I have ever learned, the inner child. Now, before you click away because it sounds too spiritual, let me explain it in simplest way possible. Your inner child is the younger version of you that learned what life meant, what love meant, in fact, what safety meant, what rejection meant, what conflict meant, what worthiness meant. And as children, we don't just learn information, do we? We learn emotional truths. If you repeatedly felt criticized, you may learn, "I am not good enough." If you repeatedly felt ignored, what will you learn? "My needs don't matter." If you repeatedly felt emotionally unsafe, what would you learn? "I always need to be prepared." And here is the problem. Children don't question these beliefs. They absorb them. And then they carry them into adulthood. Which brings me to the very first sign that your inner child may still be running your life. So, sign number one, you keep repeating patterns you don't like. Different people, different situations, same emotional outcome. Maybe it's people pleasing, self sabotaging. Maybe it's constantly choosing people who cannot meet your needs. At some point, the pattern is no longer bad luck, it's information. The pattern is trying to tell you something. Sign number two, your reactions feel bigger than the situation. A delayed text ruins your entire day. A small criticism feels devastating. Someone's mood changes and suddenly you are anxious. The reaction isn't wrong, it's revealing something. Because often, trigger isn't creating the pain, it's exposing pain that already exists. And sign number three, the one that changed everything for me. You know exactly what to do, but you can't seem to do it consistently. You know you should set boundaries, you know you should stop overthinking, you know you should stop seeking validation, you know all of it. Yet somehow you keep returning to old behaviors. And more often you ask yourself why. And I'm going to answer this for you today. Because behavior follows identity, and identity follows belief. If a part of you still believes, I'm not enough, I'm not safe, I don't deserve love, then your actions will continue trying to prove those beliefs true. And this is why inner child healing matters. Because healing isn't just changing your behavior, healing is changing the beliefs that creates the behavior. Now let me give you something practical to do. Next time you are emotionally triggered, pause and ask yourself, what am I believing about myself right now? Instead of asking, what happened? Who's wrong? What am I believing? Ask yourself, am I being rejected? Am I feeling not important? Am I failing? Or am I losing control? Because underneath every emotional reaction is often a belief. So ask, what's your belief? And awareness is where healing begins. So let me give you a very simple exercise that completely changed how I understood myself. Now think about a situation that has been bothering you recently. Maybe somebody disappointed you. Maybe you felt rejected or you felt ignored. Now imagine that feeling sitting across from you in the form of a younger version of yourself. Now, this is a very powerful exercise that I'm sharing with you. Maybe that younger self is a 7-year-old person, maybe 10 or 12. And instead of asking, what's wrong with me, ask to your younger self, what does this younger version of me need right now? Because most of us speak to ourselves in a way we would never speak to a child. How do you talk to yourself often? You criticize, shame, you judge yourself, you push yourself away. But healing often begins when we replace judgment with curiosity. So notice how different that feels. Now we are actually doing the inner child work. And one of the biggest shifts in my own healing happened when I stopped asking, how do I fix myself? And I started asking, what part of me is hurting? Because broken things needs fixing. Hurt things need understanding. And guys, if today's video resonated with you, I want you to remember something. The goal of inner child healing is not to become a different person. It's not about fixing yourself, and it's not about becoming perfect. No one is perfect. It's about understanding the parts of yourself that were formed before you had the awareness, resources, and emotional tools that you have today. And if you'd like to go deeper into this work, I want to invite you to join my free masterclass. And inside the masterclass, I will show you how childhood conditioning can shape your subconscious beliefs, your emotional patterns, your relationships, and the decisions you make every day without even realizing it. We will also explore how inner child healing, subconscious rewiring, and emotional regulation work together to create lasting change from the inside out. You will find the link in the description below. And before you leave, I want you to remember this. The child within you is not asking to be fixed. The child within you is asking to be heard. And sometimes the most powerful healing begins the moment you finally listen to yourself. So take care for now, and I'm going to see you in my next episode very soon.